Good morning students, here we start with the gross anatomy of the esophagus part 2. We are going to discuss in the gross anatomy of esophagus. The first is arterial supply. Now in the arterial supply, please note down all the arteries because these questions are asked in MCQs or in 1 mark question answer. The following are the arteries which will give blood supply to the esophagus. These are the arteries, so the arteries are inferior thyroid. Then we have the descending aorta, and then we are having the bronchial arteries. Then we will have the left gastric artery, and we are going to have also the blood derived from the left inferior phrenic artery. So therefore, these are the 5 sets of arteries which will provide blood supply to the esophagus. The inferior thyroid, descending aorta, the bronchial arteries, the left gastric artery and the left inferior phrenic arteries. Please note down these arteries, memorize it. Many times they are asked in 1 mark question answer or in MCQs. Then we come down to the venous drainage. Now in the venous drainage of the esophagus, cervical part of esophagus. Now venous drainage is also asked in MCQs or 1 mark question answer in such a way that we divide the esophagus grossly into 3 different segments. Cervical part of esophagus. So cervical part of the esophagus, here if I write cervical part of esophagus, will have the venous drainage. This cervical part of esophagus will have the venous drainage into inferior thyroid veins. So inferior thyroid veins will drain the venous blood from cervical part of the esophagus. Then we are having the thoracic segment of the esophagus, the thoracic part of the esophagus. They will drain their blood, venous blood, into the azygos as well as the hemiazygos system of the veins. Thoracic part of the esophagus, azygos and hemiazygos system of veins, it will drain the blood. Then the last segment of esophagus, that is the abdominal part of the esophagus, will drain the blood. Now here it is divided into 2 segments. Partly the abdominal part of esophagus will drain the blood into the left gastric vein. So it will drain into left gastric vein. Now this vein belongs to portal system, and partly the abdominal part of esophagus will drain the blood into inferior hemiazygos vein, and this vein belongs to caval system of veins. So the applied anatomy of esophagus is present over here. As you can see, the abdominal part of esophagus, as some part of it drains into the left gastric group of veins, the left gastric vein which belongs to portal system, and partly the blood is draining into the inferior hemiazygos vein which belongs to the caval system. If there is increase in portal pressure, these veins will become dilated, which will lead to the esophageal varices, which will lead to that condition which is called esophageal varices or esophageal varix. So that is the applied anatomy which is present because of this porto-caval system of veins. So this completes the venous drainage of esophagus. Now please come on this side, lymphatic drainage. The lymphatic drainage of esophagus, again for lymphatic drainage, we divide the esophagus into various zones as we have divided in venous system. Here in the cervical part of the esophagus, the lymphatic drainage will be in jugulo-omohyoid group of lymph node. Once again, just as in venous system, lymphatic system also, so many MCQs or 1 mark question answers are asked based upon their lymphatic drainage from various segments of esophagus. So cervical part of esophagus draining into jugulo-omohyoid group of lymph nodes. Now thoracic part. The thoracic segment of esophagus will drain into paratracheal. Here I will write paratracheal. Then tracheobronchial group of lymph nodes, and finally also it will drain into posterior mediastinal group of lymph nodes. So the thoracic segment of esophagus will drain into paratracheal, tracheobronchial and posterior mediastinal group of lymph nodes. And finally, the abdominal part of esophagus, the entire abdominal part of esophagus will drain into celiac group of lymph nodes, celiac group of lymph nodes, the celiac group of lymph nodes which belong to, this celiac group belongs to pre-aortic group of lymph nodes. This also you need to remember, the celiac group belongs to pre-aortic group of lymph nodes that will drain the lymphatic drainage from abdominal part of esophagus. Now the nerve supply. So in the nerve supply of the esophagus, we have the sympathetic supply, and this sympathetic supply of esophagus will be from the T5 to T9 segments of spinal cord. This is the sympathetic supply, nerve supply of esophagus, T5 to T9. And then we have the parasympathetic nerve supply. This parasympathetic is represented by both the vagal nerves, right and left vagal nerves, and the right and left recurrent laryngeal nerves. This is very important. Now, applied anatomy, sometimes there may not be development of these parasympathetic nerve cells. Now remember, these parasympathetic nerve cells are represented histologically within the esophagus as the submucous plexus and the myenteric plexus. Both these plexuses are located within the layers of the esophagus, submucous plexus and myenteric plexus, and they are representing the nerve cells of parasympathetic system. Sometimes they are not developed. Non-development of these nerve cells, will lead to a condition where there may be total absence of peristalsis. So that condition in which the peristalsis is absent because of non-development of these parasympathetic nerve cells is known as cardiospasm, or it is called achalasia. So it may be known as cardiospasm or achalasia. This is the applied anatomy of the parasympathetic nerve system of the esophagus. So with this, we have finished the entire blood supply, nerve supply and lymphatic drainage of esophagus. Thank you very much.